Scotland with me, the former Scotland captain, Rory Lawson.
There he is, what a moment.
Your 2025 Six Nations champions, the French, Les Bleus. What a game. Winning 35 points to 16 in a must-win match. So all they had to do was just win the match. But they won it with a bonus point. And emphatically as well. I mean, the Scots held on for quite a while. First half was very tight. But then that's when the French, yet again, same thing as they did against the Irish, right? Like that third quarter, they just really put the gas on. And I think, you know, obviously, this is where the coach has really learned something from the 7-1 split, right? The bomb squad, as the world loves to call it now. He makes those changes, right? So nearly a whole new forward pack comes on in that 48th minute. It's been 48th minute now for a few weeks in a row. And it's worked every single time. Which I think is brilliant. I like that coaches use these things to their advantage. We know now it's not just a game of 15 players, right? There's no more first 15. It is your first 23. And if you don't have a strong 23, you're not going to win any championship. You need a strong 23 and you need impact off the bench. Maybe you can even get away with a strong 20, right? You need a strong 20 in key positions. You need those substitutions to come on. I think we've seen that just in the last 3-4 years. That's really when it's kind of shone through, right? We've seen it last World Cup. And that is now how the game has shifted, and it's brilliant. I think it gives more players chances. I think you don't need to play the whole 80 minutes anymore to make an impact. It has now created that some players can be built a little bit bigger than usual because they only need to play 48 minutes. Remember the old props, they couldn't be 130, 140 kilos full of muscle because they wouldn't be able to last the 80 minutes. That just wouldn't happen. And they're not going to be able to keep it up as long as some other players. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into this recap of the champions in this final match against the Scots, the brave Scots, who just got overrun late, especially being away from home. They're not going to win, unfortunately. I think we all knew what the result would be, but we just didn't probably know by how many points. But as long as the English don't win, I am very happy, right? They are probably my rival team for my nation. And it's always good to see another team win. Sorry to the English fans, but that is just how it is, my friends. I have many, many English friends, and that makes it even better. The rivalry is even better then. But let's get into this match. Now, before we do, if you do enjoy this sort of content, if you enjoy keeping up with rugby, especially now the Six Nations is done, coming into the Champions Cup, coming into the mid-year test matches, coming into the Rugby Championship, and also the all-big British and Irish Lions tour, which I will be on the ground at, going to watch some matches, doing those sorts of things on the ground, interviewing fans. So if you want to be a part of it, hit that subscribe button right below the video. You'll be able to see my future videos. Like the videos that you do like if you think I do deserve it, and help support the channel. Now let's get into this one here. It's a 35-16, 19 points win for the French. Let's get into, just go through what happened in the match. So started off, penalty goal by Thomas Ramos, and Jamie Ritchie gets a yellow card for pulling the ball down.
They're almost accelerating. Jamie Ritchie takes a ride. Is there going to be a yellow card here?
Number 6.
Scotland in reverse at that maul. Jamie Ritchie climbed over the...
Moefana with a brilliant try, follow up on the inside of Feku. Work try, Feku with some brilliant...
Moefana, started by Ramos just with that inside ball and the footwork of Feku to get away from Fagerson.
Footwork, and they're obviously happy to have him back. Then Malvaka, you know, some people think he should have got a red card for this situation, which I think we've seen red cards for that before. Finn Russell kicks it over.
First 3 rounds of the championship. It's a great turnover. Aldrete was in like a badger on top of the ball. So it's Moivaka and White, then Ramos pushes White over Moivaka. Oh, he's gone into
There's a contact of heads, so it'll be a yellow card which will go for off-field review.
Marchand comes on for Penaud, injury. Thomas Ramos with another penalty. Darcy Graham, I mean, the ever-scoring Darcy Graham, he always puts in a good effort.
Ben White, Finn Russell, little dart, Darcy Graham! Darcy Graham is clean through! He has pickpocketed this French defence!
Scores a try, Finn Russell converts. Penaud is back on after, obviously, the head knock. Now he's back. Jean-Baptiste Gros gets the yellow.
Tonio seems to have done himself some damage. Then there's a high tackle. And France are just about...
Had 4 advantages in one sequence in the 22. Thank you.
Just before the half, 35 minutes in, Finn Russell with another penalty. So the Scots are just kind of keeping in there, right? 13 all at this point. Then Ramos makes it 16-13 at the half. Louis Biarre with another try.
Through Ben White. Here's Russell at real pace. Darcy Graham again, the switch. And France could be away here. Through into Mac. And it's Louis Biarre who breaks the six.
I mean, the dude is just a scoring machine, right? Just scores every freaking game. It's insane. If you looked at the betting odds for him just to even score a try, it was only like $1.42. So if you put $100 on, you get $142 back. So you're only winning $42, which is pretty crazy odds. So it just shows what everyone thinks of him, right? Now here's where the substitution starts coming in. Alguerri comes on for Antonio. Cyril Bay comes on for Baptiste Gros in the 46th minute. Marchand comes on for Mabaka. Miafu comes on for Guélard. Oscar Jegu for Paul Bourdahet. And then Gelange for Aldrit. Massive changes, right? What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nearly a whole forward pack. Yeah, it reminds you of the bomb squad, everyone. And then Finn Russell gets a penalty back in the 50th minute. Thomas Ramos.
Almost, but not quite. Cyril Bay. Penaud. And Ramos! They finally find a glitch in the Scottish matrix.
Man, he had a freaking good game. Really, really good game by Ramos. Converts his own try. Ewan Ashman comes on. Sykes comes on. Moefana gets another try. 2 for him in this day.
Pull back for Intermac. Louis Biarre. Oh, beautiful to Fiku. Moefana. Is that Scottish resistance?
Seems like the inside centres are scoring a lot this weekend. Then a lot of changes here for the Scots to try and make that last impact. Maybe stage a late Scots comeback, but it's not to be. Couple more changes at the end, and final score 35 points to 16 in this match. Let's look at some statistics in this one here. So you can see 55% possession to the Scots. Yet again, this is what I'm pointing out more and more. I hope you've noticed it as well, is that possession and territory don't really matter anymore. It's not the 80s, it's not the 90s, it's not the early 2000s where, you know, if you're going to win percentage of possession and also territory, you're pretty much going to win the game. Now it doesn't matter at all. More teams are nearly losing with more possession than not. Especially the French, they don't play a high possession game. It's obviously counter-attack, long-range tries. That's what they do best. And that's the reason why so many people love the way they play. Then territory, 51% to the French, 49% to the Scots. You can see the amount of attacking minutes. So brilliant defense by the French, just keeping them out. 4 tries to 1. 140 carries for the Scots, 87 for the French. Meters carried, over 1,000 for the Scots. Meters gained, 485 for the Scots. So all of this is all in Scotland's favour. Defenders beaten 31 to 15. Total passes 222 to 108. Way more offloads. But here's the problem, right? Turnovers conceded. Handling errors. Just couldn't hold on to the ball when it mattered most. And that has been their problem, unfortunately, this year, right? Even in the English game, they get into the right spots, but they're not finishing. They're not scoring. And they do score some brilliant tries. We've seen it this year, right? Or brilliant tries. Duan van der Merwe setting them up. Darcy Graham with brilliant tries. Kinghorn has been amazing out the back. Hugh Jones, etc. But they just can't seem to score when they need it most. Obviously, apart from against the English game, and then they just couldn't get a goal kick, right? But all in all, I mean, brilliant game. Players that stood out for me, Pierre Skuman. I thought he was brilliant. Held the scrum. Didn't give up penalty. Did many runs. Did a lot of tackling. Brilliant game by him. Flament was amazing. Really good. Nearly played a whole game. Scored, didn't score, but tackling machine. He did the hard work. Francois Crow, another good game. Rory Darge was great. Matt Fagerson was also great for me as well. Finn Russell was right. Romain Tamak was amazing. Played brilliant. Louis Biabiare as well. Gael Ficou comes back and he just solidified that centre position, kind of wrapping it up. And then I think both the fullbacks were brilliant in this match. Thomas Ramos, Blair Kinghorn, just as good as he ever is. I mean, he is a shoo-in at this point for the fullback position for the Scots. Yeah, if you don't pick him at fullback, there's a bit of a worry there. There has to be some hatred involved in that decision. Then Algeri went alright as well when he came onto the field. And yeah, that's pretty... And Miafu, I mean, the dude's brilliant. I really rate him as a second rower. Brilliant impact player since losing his starting position. But like I said, it doesn't matter if you start or off the bench anymore. You have to just make an impact wherever you are. So I think some players still feel, they want to start. They want to be in that 1-15 jersey because that's how it is. But I think in about 10 to 15 years' time, people won't care anymore. You see it more and more now, even at high school level, for the top high schools in South Africa and New Zealand. A lot of times, they're not even starting their top players against the weaker schools. They're just putting them on the bench and then bringing them on with about 30 minutes to go, and they're just running over people. And I think you'll see that more and more coming into the international game as well, as we have already seen with the likes, of what's going on at the moment with the French team, etc., bringing them all on like the bomb squad and making that impact. But let me know below who had a standout game for you. I just want to, brilliant tournament. I think it's good to see that every single team got a loss. Sad to see that the Welsh couldn't get a win. I think a lot of people were hoping they would keep the game close against the English at the end or even upset them, but it just wasn't to be. So apart from that, I think the Italians played brilliantly this tournament again, showing that they're there. They're the team. They're not just going to be the doormat anymore. They're a team to challenge, at least keep it close. The Irish were brilliant again, only one loss. So it's brilliant. English one loss, and the French only one loss as well. So the top three, they all beat each other, right? They all beat each other. The French beat the Irish beat the English beat the French. And that's what makes this tournament so good, is that can happen. It comes down to the last round, right? Or last round having to win. And each team did that as well. It's a brilliant tournament for me. We'll do a recap of the tournament, who I thought was, the team of the season, team of the tournament, player of the tournament. And we'll also do a review because if I remember correctly, I did project that the Irish will not be the champions for 3 times in a row. And I did predict the French to win as well. So at least one of my predictions come right, because I even picked Wales to beat England. So that was absolutely stupid. Never pick with your heart. Always pick with your head, everyone. But I'll end it on that. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you've watched this long, or hit the like button. It means a lot, helps support the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.